So the vision to empower the entire community of women in the institute by providing supportive and comfortable infrastructure, equal opportunity, stronger networks, career guidance, mentorship, protecting personal rights while promoting work-life balance.
I would like to pick up where Indu took off. Indu started actually where she showed the number of women in different categories in our institute. I think one thing that comes out is while the numbers are increasing, we are still only at around 12% of our faculty are women. I have this data which my office actually pulled out for me. About 28% of the staff. And when we go to the students, actually overall 22% of the students, out of which in the MBA and the MA program, more than about 60% of the students are women. In the PhD program, about 30, in the regular courses, about 18%. So while the numbers have increased, the proportions have also increased, but still we are no. I mean, in most of our groups, the women are much fewer, and this is the intent, or this was what kind of started the Women's Forum at IIT. From probably when there was a critical. I think if you go through the 60s and 70s of our history, there were hardly any women in any of these categories, and as the number of women started increasing, the Women's Forum was something that was required and rightfully started with good discussions on similar topics like Indu had mentioned. But what has happened, I think, since the last, say, 20 years is the numbers have grown significantly. We've gone from probably about 2,000 to 3,000 students to about 8,000 students today. Proportionally, our staff and our faculty and all dimensions of the institute have increased.
I think the first and foremost thing is to recognize what are the issues women are facing at each stage of their journey and how to help. So what are the issues that I see across a plethora of women that happen at the entry level? And I will tell you that when I go to any girls college, any girls institute and speak to women and tell them, how many of you think you will be working throughout your life? All of them say, what a stupid question she's asking. Of course, all of us will be working. But the fact is less than 10% remain in a 40-year career journey. And I tell them, half of you will leave in the first decade of starting to work. They are very shocked because all of them enter, and I see this happen in my own organizations. All of them enter with great enthusiasm. They've studied hard. They've been toppers in schools and colleges. They're willing to work hard, but somehow in that first decade, half of them are not able to carry on. And the thing that really comes in their way of sticking on into a career is marriage, after marriage, children, and the entire guilt that accompanies any young working mother. So there is no working mother I have met who doesn't tell me that she doesn't feel guilty about leaving her small kid at home. There is no working mother who at any point in time has not thought that, nothing is worth my baby being either left in a creche or left with my parents or leaving her crying. I'd rather sit at home and take care of her because that's my duty as a mother. Because clearly what is going through her mind and what society in a way has been telling her that it is either or. Either you can have a career or you can have a happy, fulfilled family life. You can't have both.